Welcome to the channel A through Anavo. Today in Watsonville, California with the Carmen Hass in a hoop house. So this tree set fruit very early at 2.5 years of age on a fall bloom. And I'm gonna say that it's in recovery. It's shed most of the nasty leaves. Again, this is untreated. I had never sprayed. But again, in this covered area, it's also ideal conditions for pests. So it's in recovery despite the fact that I pinched the high points. If you can see, there's a pinch in there. I pinched several of the high limbs, but I've been seeing that light pinches is not enough to throttle Carmen's vegetative growth. It's not enough. It still keeps pushing. It won't trigger a bloom immediately. And so the tree starts to get some height pretty quickly. So what I'm gonna do, see, this is another limb I pinched right here. I'm gonna pinch everything. I'm gonna pinch all the young shoots. Again, shaping. Let me just shape this one right here real quick. But yeah, you just grab it. And then I want it to come out this way, so I'm gonna bend inwards, and the leaf is gonna tell the story right there. It's gonna stay on this bud, so I'm gonna fold inwards there. Don't address the wound, don't touch it. So I'm pinching every vegetative shoot. Check out this new flush. Things flush out earlier here. So things flushed out mid-winter. It's still winter. So all the shoots, and then these are some of the older season ones. This is a fall. This was a fall flush right here, leaf flush. And again, the Persea mite. So I'm gonna spray the horticultural spray, but then also I'm gonna feed. It's gonna be the vegetative, the EB organic citrus and fruit tree food for vegetative growth, and it's bloom booster. Again, I want some. Now I'm hoping for a summer bloom. And if not, a fall bloom set, because it's fine. This produced like 13 or 14 fruit at a very young age, and it's going to be at the tree's drip line. It's already peeking past that little brick ring, and that's okay. I'm going to scratch it into the native. Take a look. It's very nice. And then it's balanced. It's not even staked up. It's open center. Like, there's a lot of inward growth, which I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna pinch and then later take as budwood, because it's hardened and it's seasoned. But I just want better bud swell. It's hard. So what you want is you want it to be semi-rigid, no flexibility. Still green, pencil thickness, versus these sucker shoots may be thicker, but just look how flimsy they are. This would dehydrate on a graft attempt. So yeah, I'm gonna pinch. This is another pinching demonstration right here. Again, I want to leave it continue its outward growth, and so it's pinching, but it's training. Again, pinching to trying to stimulate the bloom bud swell, but simultaneously training. So then just fold inwards. All right, let me feed, and I'm gonna continue to pinch. Let me feed first. All right, take a look, aiming for 16 ounces, so 2 cups of the EB Stone Organic Citrus and Fruit Tree Food. That's the feeding recommendation for a 3-year-old established tree. Okay, at the tree's drip line. So right there, it stays pretty close to that little brick wall, but up here, it's already somewhat out. So follow the tree's drip line. Get under here. It's pretty big, I fit. All right, ay disculpa, pasaron con la música. And then I'm aiming for 8 ounces. 8 ounces of the Ultra Bloom. And then again at the tree's drip line. All right, back around full circle. Next up, claw it in. It's gonna be, it's not that bad. Thought it was gonna be tougher. This right here, I would say, is like sandy loam. Sandy loam. They've been working the soil for some time, so it's ideal. All right, let me scratch around. All right, and wrapping up this video, because there's a lot of music and I don't know what the mic is picking up, but just know that I'm gonna pinch every vegetative shoot, again trying to stimulate the bloom bud swell. And if that doesn't do it, well, when I come back in like 10 or 15 days to harvest some budwood, that should trigger some bloom. Again, now aiming for either hopefully sooner than later, so summer versus fall, because the sooner it blooms, the sooner it'll set fruit, the sooner it'll be ready. And then again, scratched in, claw deep. All right, and then there's no mulch here, so I'm gonna water it so it just doesn't fly away. I'm really trying to dissolve it, wash it down. All right, once again, this was Carmen Haas, also known as Mendez, Mejorado, or Loca, in Watsonville, California, in a hoop house. Stay tuned for updates. All right, and take a look here at another Carmen in Watsonville, California. This one's open air. And this one, again, at 2.5 years of age, I want to say it held, or 7 or 8 fruits was the fruit set, and then ripened maybe like 4 or 5 on a fall bloom. But this one actually recovered immediately after harvest. And take a look. So if the other one in the hoop house was initially at an advantage with 13 or 14 fruit, it really like got throttled and it slowed down, versus this one, it was less fruit earlier, but now look, super loaded. Take a look. Everywhere you look. Okay, and take a look. About 6 feet. And then this one, same thing. EB Stone Organic Citrus and Fruit Tree Food. 2 cups, 16 ounces, and then 8 ounces of the EB Stone Organic Ultra Bloom. This one, after fruit set has formed, use monthly until harvest. All right, so this is we're feeding to sustain the fruit. And then also I'm gonna hard top this. Again, not really trying to have it be higher than the fence. Inward most, upright. So this, I'm gonna leave this outward swooping towards us, and then even towards the right, I'll leave that, but inward most, upright. Again, wanting to keep it short, and I pinched it. I pinched the high limbs. Again, wanting to trigger a spring bloom, but it's kind of asking too much of a young tree, and that's okay. I did get some bloom, and then again, there's some dead panicles right there, so it might have bloomed a little early or during winter. There's still some flower though. It's a mild spring bloom. Let me see if I could show you. Right there's another one. So mild spring bloom, but it's okay because this is loaded. And then also it was recovering from some squirrel bites. Check it out. That right there. That's squirrel damage. That's squirrel damage. So it was recovering. But despite all that, it's doing pretty well. And then right here, well, at the tree's drip line, I'm kind of running into the neighboring trees. But just peel back the mulch, and I'm going to scratch right there. And then scratch and around this tree. That maybe is going to have to come out. I'm going to ask if I could pull that eventually. And then, of course, claw it in. So let me sprinkle that real quick. All right. Citrus and fruit tree food. Fertilizer for vegetative growth. It's in there. And then now the silvery ultra bloom. It's bloom enhancer. And there's plenty of root growth. Check this out. This is roots. So we're good. Scratch gently. Let me claw that in real quick. All right, pull back your mulch and water. Ideally not the jet. Hold on. There, shower. So rinse that in there. Again, take a look at more fruit. Other side. Again, water thoroughly. Again, more fruit. Alright, now some budwood harvest. Let's go. Alright, disinfect your pruners with alcohol. And let them air out. And then again, inward most would be this, but then on overlap, because there's something heading towards us down here, I'm gonna cut back down to here, leaving it on this right outward swooping limb. All right, because this is also a good stick right here. There's some good bud soil right here. I think I could graft this. I like its sturdiness. All right, so I'm gonna go there. Try to catch it, don't let it touch the ground. I'll leave it in the tree. And then this one right here, same thing. There's plenty of stuff heading in this direction. So we'll go outward swooping to the left. Same thing, catch it. And then on the fence. This whole shoot is inward most. So again, from the top, it's pretty significant, but I'm gonna take it off. Take a look. And this, there's no real good bud swell. On the little ones there is, but on the bigger, thicker ones, there's really maybe a little too late, but just more of a shaping and size control. Although it'll probably trigger a bloom. We'll see, stay tuned. All right, take a look at the harvested budwood. Instantly defoliate to prevent dehydration. I'm liking this one. I'm liking this stick right here. 1, 2, and this one, no. So 2 off of this one. That's a no-go either. And then this is also 2 right here. I'm liking this. And then preferring this. Take a look at that bud. So it's getting pretty close. So 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts. I'm liking this. It's a little thin, but I could go off of this. And then 2, I'm liking this also. This too wimpy. And then this too flexible. It'll work, it can work, but you're just gonna have to keep it cooler. But I'm liking this one right here, tied off on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 plus 4, 8. I have 8 good pieces of budwood. All right, Carmen has. Stay tuned for some grafted attempts. Please like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, let me know. I'll get to you as soon as possible. Peace.